Welcome to Malcolm Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcolm and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm Reed, joined by my lovely, talented wife, Miss Southern Shell. Tyler's on the board. Y'all know the deal. Let's get started. That's a good quick one. Y'all like that quick one?
I do too. I like that. You need to start saying How to Barbecue Right podcast sponsored by.
Oh, yeah. Brought to you by Blue Plate Mayonnaise. It's the mayonnaise of choice in the South.
And of How to Barbecue Right.
And of How to Barbecue Right.
The official mayonnaise.
When are we going to get like a sign or something? Do we get a sign?
Hopefully. I know we got some shirts on the way.
Shell, could you get some stickers? Who is it we use? Like Sticker Junkie or something like that?
Sticker Mule.
Sticker Mule?
Yeah.
Yeah. Surely, I mean, we can just slap a blue plate right there.
Hang Mardi Gras beads everywhere.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Do a whole New Orleans vibe in here.
That's right.
You
need to make me like a blue and yellow How to Barbecue Right shirt. It's like blue plate colors, but it's How to Barbecue Right logo on it. And then on the sleeve, you could put like blue plate. That'd be an easy shirt to make.
Yeah, that would be.
Who wouldn't want to rock a mayonnaise shirt? Do you even mayonnaise, bro?
I have some, and my wife won't let me wear them anywhere.
Mayo shirt?
She's like,
why not
doing
that? Well,
that?
you're automatically weird if you have a mayonnaise. Hey, I'm weird with it, though. Why not?
She's like, you look like that guy that sticks his whole head in the mayonnaise and comes up and like covered in mayonnaise. I was like, no.
Maybe the grand opening celebration we do. This will be the third annual this year. We can do Mayo wrestling.
Mayo wrestling.
You think Blue Plate would send us enough mayonnaise to wrestle in a kiddie pool? That could be a thing. They do barbecue sauce
wrestling at Memphis, May.
Yeah, we just need. So we could get one of those pools that let the blow up rings. I'm thinking it's just a mayo fight to death. Who could get pinned in the mayo? That'd be so greasy and nasty and just, you'd have to, I don't even know. I wouldn't want somebody to come inside after that.
I know. And what happens if it rains?
You got a dunk tank or you dunk them in the greasy tank.
Then you got mayonnaise floating in the water.
I don't want to run the booth, but I'll run the camera for sure.
Yeah. This Saturday, we have our Palmer home event.
This
is talking about it.
VIP event.
We've
got the hogs should be here any minute. Mark's been talking this hog up. Like we've got, this is a buddy. It's actually one of our wholesalers, but he's a hog. He raises hogs and sells all kinds of stuff out. And I'll get the name and tell everybody what that is next podcast because I did not come prepared. But I'm excited to see what this hog tastes like.
Yeah.
I think it's like 139 pounds. That's what Mark told me.
Jake.
Fresh, never frozen. Backbone is out. All we got to do is prep it up and get it on the big hoss pit. And Jay's en route with the big hoss pit. We're fixing to cook a stick burner hog for our pig picking.
I'm excited about this hog.
That's gonna be good.
I really like this style that y'all are about to cook. You know, that's my favorite style.
7-8 hours tops for a 140-pound pig.
But it's not all the it's not the competition side.
Yeah,
style.
no, we're doing the eating. This is a pig picking hog.
Competition style.
You can eat it from the rooter to the tooter. It's gonna all be good.
I like that kind.
Yeah,
it's vinegar and
salt. I mean, so when we put this one on, it's just gonna be salt. We're gonna inject it, of course, put some flavor on the inside of it, but it's just gonna get salt, and the skin's gonna get crispy, and you can eat the skin. It's gonna be like a crackling, and then we'll put some rub and glaze it, the meat side, and bark it up at the very end. But the whole cooking process is the old school brick pit style, like they cook in Carolina's hog.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going for. So it's going to be really good eating hog.
So do you mean run everyone through the timeline of events tomorrow?
You can. I mean, you're going to just make a lot of people mad because they can't be here.
So it starts off at 9 a.m. with Bloody Marys and breakfast, which is
Morningwood Bloody Marys?
Morningwood Bloody Marys. Breakfast, which is going to be smoked ham biscuits with the fixins. And then we kind of start with the whole hog.
Yep. Briskets from the butcher shop. Wagyu briskets. We're doing a couple of those. We are doing competition style briskets. And then we're doing extra special burn ends.
And that's for lunch.
The wingman, Mikey, is doing his competition wing recipe. And I'm looking forward to those too. Those are some good eating wings.
We're busting out the nacho machine.
Nacho machine will be. We're frying pork rinds, fresh pork rinds, peanut oil fried, seasoned with a little, your choice, AP or hot barbecue rub, or whatever rub you really want to sprinkle on them.
I like the AP myself.
But those are served, you know what those are served with?
Pimento cheese.
And smoked and sausage and spicy garlic pickles. It makes this little like appetizer that'll just, it's worth the price of admission.
Hot and fresh pork rinds with a good pimento and cheese.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Don't knock that till you try it.
Yeah.
You know, I discovered that eating it at the Jack. Because there was a pork rind guy there selling, you know, the big clear bag of fresh pork rinds. And there was a little store up there in Lynchburg. It's like just a little, almost convenient type. I don't even know if they have a gas station, but it's not a grocery store, but they had a lot of groceries in there. They had fresh white cheddar jalapeno pimento cheese. And don't get me wrong, you make awesome pimento cheese, but there was something about that white cheddar pimento.
It was good.
Jalapeno pimento cheese.
They made it in that store.
In the store.
Yeah.
And we was eating it with those pork rinds. And so we started saying, you know, there's people that do, what do they call it, redneck sushi, where it's like a cracker, a smoked sausage with pimento cheese on it. And I said, we're taking this to another level. Pork rind for the cracker, white cheddar. I don't know. Tomorrow we're probably just making regular
Oh,
pimento cheese.
it's 3 different kinds of pimento cheese.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting fancy on this. Pimento cheese, country pleasing smoked sausage, spicy garlic, or sweet fire pickle. Either one of those go great with it. And it's like a one bite. Dude, you got a one bite challenge. That's a hard one to beat.
It is. It's kind of messy. It don't stay together really well, but if you can get it all in one bite.
Yeah, you got to get the right pork rinds. You can't just have the little ones that you get in a bag. It's got to be a man-sized pork rind that you fry yourself. Man, they're so good. You can get those pork.
So where do you get your pork rinds?
There's this company. I don't know. Maybe Carolina's where they're at. I really don't know what state they're in because I didn't look. But it's called American Skins, and Google it. And when you Google it, there ain't much there. Like it shows you their products they have, but you can't order them. You got to call, and they don't have. I mean, I think they still run like a fax machine. They may have the one that's got the little box where you put the rotary phone on it. And that's how you get your order in. But you call them, and then somebody will take your order, and they'll ship it right to you. They sell 3 different sizes. They sell different stuff. They sell these little bacon crackling things. I've never tried them. I've only ordered the pork rinds, pork pellets they call them. But they fry in seconds. I mean, you just get them in hot oil, and you can't do too many at a time because they expand as they hit the oil, and you don't want to overcrowd them. I guess if you had a big vat, you were doing them, but we just do it in a basket. They're simple to cook. 30 seconds to 1 minute is plenty. They pop and they blow up, and they start out as these little dehydrated strips of pork, and it just turns into this beautiful pork rind. And as soon as you take them out of the grease, they're still crackling and popping a little, and that's when you season them, and it just draws it in. Man, they're good.
Fresh pork rinds better than store-bought?
All hands down.
It's like a whole different world.
Whole different ball game, yeah.
It's probably a silly question. What seasoning do you put on them?
I like AP, but I've had them. I mean, the hot barbecue rub's good on them. The barbecue rub, I'm not a fan of them being really sweet, so I kind of stay away from the sweet rubs. But they do sell a salt and vinegar seasoning that goes on them that's really good. But you could put anything, really. You could do whatever you wanted to. You could make the gringo would be good on them.
Yeah, I like them.
You probably do the Cajun. You could probably do King Crawl on it. I've never tried that, but
I bet that would be good.
we're gonna set it all out.
Yeah,
people are gonna be there when they come out of the grease.
You can.
Here's your tray of pork rinds. Season them however you would like. Do all of them.
Yeah.
See which one you think's the best. I'd love to find a way to sell those, but there's really when you buy them from American Skins, it's like you got to buy 50 pound, 25 pound, 50 pound box, and they just come in a bag in that box, and they're greasy. And so what I do is I take like a plastic cup, measure it out, like how many does it take to make like a pound, and then I'll set me up some Ziploc bags or some Food Saver bags, put them in there and seal them up, and that way I got smaller packages, and they last for a long. I ain't gonna say forever. Because they will
go rancid.
They will get rancid because they're oily. But if you keep them in a cool, dry place, I imagine they last a year. But give them out to your friends.
And we're going to send them home with a bunch of pork rinds, too.
Already cooked, yeah. I don't think they'd want to take them home and cook them. They're flying.
Already cooked, yeah.
So we have the furthest person coming is
Netherlands.
Tomas from the Netherlands,
Whoa.
right?
Is it the Netherlands? It's something
I
like
think
that.
that's where he's from.
Yeah.
That's a long way to come to pig picking. But we got people coming from, is it California or Oregon or somewhere like that? There's a West. You didn't look at the list, yeah. It's not like everybody from right here. It's like people are traveling in town.
But we've got a lot of. You didn't really like the idea of me running through the schedule of events, but
what are we going to talk about next week after it happens?
okay, we'll wait till next week to talk.
I'll tell you how good it was.
We have a lot of.
Let's
food
make sure our
and a lot
schedule
of
works.
drinks.
Like you got pipe dreams there. like this is going to work.
It's a lot.
A lot. Yeah. What time is Tennessee play Georgia? Because we're going to put that on, right?
Yeah.
I really want to see that game.
Well, you'll see bits and pieces.
Everybody's betting on Tennessee. I watched this thing on it. I think the line's like Georgia -8 now, which I don't know how they got bumped to number 3 and they just bumped Tennessee all the way up. This is going to be like, I think it's going to be. Vegas is fixing to make some money off some folks. I was betting I'd lay them 8 points all day long. Take Georgia at home. They're fixing to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Tennessee's got a great quarterback. They're fun to watch. That Alabama-Tennessee game is one of the best games I've seen in college football in a long time. But Georgia's probably fixing to stomp Tennessee this weekend.
You think so?
You think Tennessee's that good?
I don't know. I don't think Georgia's that good.
Yeah.
What's their record right now, Tennessee?
They're undefeated.
They're both undefeated.
Wow.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, they're both going in undefeated. So
I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's 2:30 Saturday, so
yeah, we'll have it on.
I'll watch that one.
You'll see highlights, but you're cooking a hog.
Yeah. Oh, the hog will be done way before then.
What time does the hog get on?
We're going to be eating the hog about the time that game kicks off.
Okay.
So it's going to be like, everybody be quiet. Y'all enjoy this hog. Watch.
In silence.
No, we can all talk and stuff. You ain't got to be quiet.
So today I was going to talk to you about turkeys.
It's that time.
Is it too soon to start preparing for your turkey?
No,
cooking?
you better go ahead and buy them now because everybody's talking. There's a turkey shortage. And I did notice.
I said that last year.
I did notice, though. I was in Kroger when 2 weeks ago when I was looking for the turkey to do the video with, they didn't have any. And we drove several stores. We even ordered one online, but we found one at like Walmart in Senatobia.
They had a bunch.
Yeah. And so Kroger's came in the next week and they had a bunch. But I went yesterday and they were slim.
Oh,
like,
really?
They were, I don't know if people are just doing the right thing, buying them, putting them in the freezer for a week and then going to take them out and thaw them. But I would go ahead and get my turkey if I was y'all. I would not wait till a week before. This is the weekend to buy your turkey. Because it'll need to be out. Do we put that graphic out? It depends on how big a turkey you buy. But it'll need to come out of the freezer into next week, probably.
Yeah, we'll probably put that graphic out.
I'm trying to think how
social.
many days it is to.
So
Got a couple
the
weeks.
biggest bird, which is 20 to 24 pounds, is
Yeah.
what we had on our chart, needs to move to the fridge Thursday, November 17th. So that's next Thursday.
Is that right? Next Thursday? No, that's not next Thursday.
Two
No,
Thursdays.
two
Two
Thursday.
Thursdays. So you still got. Go ahead and buy them though. Hold that dude in the freezer and then get him out.
Do you have any birds in your freezer?
Yeah, I do. I got one thawing now. I got one in the freezer, and then I think I have a big boneless breast that I got from Kevin. Those big those are the best things to cook for Thanksgiving. That's what I'm cooking for Thanksgiving.
You're cooking the real turkeys for your recipes.
Yeah,
And the
whole turkeys,
breast.
and then I'm waiting and cooking the giant Texas style turkey breast because it's all. I mean,
We don't feed a lot of people at Thanksgiving. It's
small. Our family's not very big.
Yeah.
Well, there's 7 of us, and we usually don't cook. I mean, we have cooked a lot
and
of
you'll
whole
always
turkeys,
cook a whole.
but it's like we do ham, and then since I've started doing this turkey breast, I don't think you can beat it. I can't get a whole turkey to be as good as, and I think it's just because it's a natural turkey, doesn't have any enhancements to it. Kevin's getting them from some farm, and they are fantastic.
No waste.
I don't know how many. Yeah, there's no waste because you eat every bit of it. You don't deal with bones. Usually I pull the skin, whatever skin's on it, I take it off too, and then I put enough seasoning and stuff on the outside to where it's, kind of makes its own little crust a little bit. It's not a hard crust, But the seasoning and the outside of the turkey, by the time the breast gets done, it cooks fast, and it's really, really juicy and good.
Do you put it in a pan and wrap it, or you just wrap it?
Typically, I wrap it up tight, and that's when I'll take a stick of butter.
No pan.
No pan.
Yeah.
No pan. I'll take a stick of butter and cut it in half, and then I'll lay it.
Long ways.
Yeah, on the bird. But a lot of times I'll flip it over. Like if I've cooked it, I don't know, I guess that would be skin side up, but I remove the skin. I start it that way. I wrap it, I flip it down like I do some ribs and put that stick of butter over it and let it just kind of go down. And then at the very end, it's juicy. The breast has been in that butter the whole time. It's wrapped up tight, so it's not like getting a lot of air in there, like braising it. It's just really, cooking it. And it cooks, I don't know, you can cook one of those in an hour and a half. I mean, it ain't like it takes forever.
You don't brine them or inject them, do you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you?
Heck yeah. They're great brined or injected or both.
How many
Just get
pounds?
flavor. I would say they weigh 3 to 4 each breast. Usually it comes 2 to a pack, and they're about 8, 10 pounds. They're big.
Yeah.
There's not much trimming to do.
How many people do you think you could feed with one of those?
How many people would that one feed?
If you didn't have the ham to go with it, that's
I
your
would
main.
say
meat.
it'll probably feed 8 to 10.
Well,
It's that much turkey. I mean, It's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot.
Do you think by seasoning after you take the turkey skin off that it kind of marries into the turkey a little bit?
I think so. It kind of fuses to it. That's what I was talking about. It kind of makes
penetrates the
that
meat
crust. And then, a lot of times, unless you're doing the deep fry action to get that skin right, the skin's not that good.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do to it.
There's some
but-
spots on the very top of the thing that'll get kind of crusty.
But the rest of it's
Kinda
just kind of chewy. And I think by
floppy.
taking that skin off, that you get so much more flavor. And, that's a good idea. I've never cooked a whole de-skinned, like pull his whole jacket off and rub him. I may have to do that sometime. Maybe that's
what
next year's
happens.
turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be easy to pull the skin off. I mean,
Yeah.
and I've got a couple more ideas. I'm definitely going to come out with another turkey recipe because I got 2 turkeys. One's thawing out for next week. I got another one in the freezer. I might do 3 turkey recipes
Oh,
this year.
wow.
Whoa.
You're going to be so sick of turkey. Like, you're not even going to want to eat the breast come Thanksgiving. It's going to be, can we
never
eat
do.
pork chops? Can we just eat mac and cheese? But
I feel like we do so much holiday cooking before the holidays. By the
Yeah.
time Thanksgiving rolls around, I'm like,
you don't even want to.
where's the spinach dip?
That's why I like the Egg Bowl night. Egg Bowl, Mississippi State and Ole Miss play Thanksgiving night. Well, I'm usually turkeyed out by then, so we'll go have Thanksgiving, but I'm just getting to the evening because that's when we start doing all the appetizers and the fun stuff.
Little cocktail weenies.
Little libations too.
Yeah.
You had it right at cocktails.
Okay, so turkeys. You need to start thinking about them right now.
Yeah, I'd buy
Need
your
to get 'em
turkey
in-
now. Get it ready to get started thawing out. Buy the big ones the 17th is what you said.
Yeah. Need to be
'Cause you
thawed by
gotta-
the 17th.
Because on those
Give you
bigger
extra time
birds,
to brine.
yeah, you got to think about the brine time too. Which I do like. I don't care if that
And you-
turkey's semi a little froze when I drop it in the
ask.
brine. That's perfectly fine as long as I can get out the neck that's usually always in there and the giblet bag. If it's still got some ice in it, hey, that's cool. Drop it down in the brine too. It'll keep it cold.
I saw the butcher shop down in Pensacola,
Yeah.
Florida. He's selling fresh turkeys, never frozen.
I don't think I've ever cooked
A whole-
ever. Well, other than a wild turkey, a fresh, never froze turkey, because I don't see them in our grocery stores.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always buy the Butterballs or Riversides or whatever
Whatever they
Kroger
got.
and Walmart has. Yeah. Do you ever remember your parents or any grandparents ever cooking a fresh turkey, not
No.
froze?
I don't
We were
know.
buying the ones that were on sale.
Yeah.
I mean, turkey's always cheap. I don't know if it's cheap. It's not cheap this year, but most of the time supermarket's going to run them, 39, 49 cents a pound. Froze bird.
Somebody always asks every year, or a bunch of people always ask, because they, when you buy a frozen turkey in the store, it says pre-packed with a solution of salt or whatever.
You know why?
Wait.
Well, two reasons, and these aren't, certified from like the turkey board or nothing. 2 reasons why they do that. One is because they add extra weight to it. That turkey weighs more, thus it's going to bring a higher price. You're going to make more money off selling you some water and some salt. The second reason is turkey don't have any taste. So they're helping.
Especially those farm raised.
Yeah, turkey just don't have. It's bland. It's neutral. It just doesn't have. It doesn't taste like hardly anything. And so if they go ahead and put some salt in it, salt solution, it's helping out people that don't know how to season or don't know how to cook one. They're hoping that, well, they can say, well, this turkey, their chances are it's going to taste better if they'll do that. So that's the whole thinking behind it. Same thing with pork. That's why they enhance pork like that. Pork's fairly neutral too, and if they'll go ahead and put some salt in it, they're getting the weight from the solution they put in it. Plus, it's giving some flavor, so people are likely to cook it, have a good experience, and buy it again.
Do you also think it has a preservative aspect to it?
Probably so. To
Maybe
some point, it helps make it a little bit more tender. That salt solution helps tenderize it some. It gives it more flavor. It probably does make it last a little bit longer because of the salt in there, as opposed to just a fresh piece of frozen bird or whatever.
So the question that everybody asks is, my bird says it's pre-brined, is what they call it. Should I still brine it?
Every time.
They always say, I don't want it to be too salty.
Have you ever had one that was too salty? Like, because you brined it? I've never had that happen, ever.
Bring me the
Now, you
salty
might get it
bird.
too salty on the outside, but you're not going to from a brine. Well, for one thing, when you brine it, it's not going to go to an overly saturated salt. The brining process is going neutral. It's going to make the concentration on the outside. It's trying to make the concentration on the outside equal to what the concentration is on the inside. It does that osmosis effect. And so it's going to stabilize out. And unless you just had like salt packed or something like that, I could see it maybe doing it. But if it's in an appropriate amount of water, salt, and sugar, it's just going to go stabilize it, and that's all it's going to be in there. I don't think you would get it too salty or too – probably now, what if you left it in there 3 weeks? I don't know, but your turkey's probably going to go bad before – we're just talking 24 hours for an 8 to 12-pound bird, and then maybe 48 hours for anything larger up to 24 pounds. And I don't even cooking them that big. Those are pterodactyls. Why are you trying to cook a 24-pound turkey? Cook 2 smaller turkeys. Your cook will be faster. The meat will cook more even, and they're easier to manage if you need more turkey.
But always brine.
Always brine. Always brine if you have the time, and then
inject.
I always inject too. And I don't show that in a lot of videos. I may have some where I brine and inject. But if you want the best bird, brine and inject it. I'm going to do that with my next one. The next video, I'm going to have a brine and an injection in it. And I think I'm going to change my brine up because I've been using just our bird brine. But I'm going to show the old-fashioned sweet tea brine.
Are you going to still add bird brine to sweet tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
you
just
still need
water
the salt.
element.
Yeah.
You're just getting, I don't know what it is. It's an old school one, and it's really good. And there was this guy that did Sports Talks Radio, the Rain Man, what was his name? John Rainey. And he, every year, we always listen to Sports Talk, listen to SEC and all that stuff growing up, talking about ball games. But before Thanksgiving, before the Egg Bowl, he would start talking about his family turkey recipe. And it was a sweet tea brine. So I tried it one year, and I was like, you know what? It's different. But it makes sense because you're getting the sugar from the sweet tea in with the saltiness that you're adding to the brine, and the stain of the tea doesn't do anything to it. I mean, that doesn't really matter. But I think it's just the sugar that's in it that makes it good. And can you pick up any of the tea? I don't think I could pick that out. But it does make a juicy, flavorful bird. So I think that'll be a good little recipe to show.
Do you buy the tea? Do you make the tea?
Oh, you could do either one. I mean, I'm probably just going to go 2 gallons of Milo's and roll. You know what I mean?
So seasoning the bird. Once you've brined it, injected it, what's your thoughts on seasoning?
It depends. See, that's where you can change the way that turkey's going to taste a lot. I love smoked turkey. Don't get me wrong. I think smoked turkey is the best way to cook one because you get that little hint of smoke flavor in it. The meat stays juicy, and the dark meat isn't so dark. It almost takes on like a ham-like flavor and texture.
Yeah.
When you smoke a turkey, as opposed to frying it or oven roasting it, because then it just turns into dark meat turkey and it's not good. So you could eat dark meat turkey on a smoked turkey.
Yeah.
That's why I like the smoked turkey too.
I think it's juicier.
I think it's juicier. I think it's juicier, more flavorful. But I mean, if you want to do like a barbecue bird, hey, use barbecue rub. If you want to do, I mean, I love Cajun turkey, so I'll often use Cajun type seasonings on the outside. But the classic is one of my go-tos that when we used to do turkey fundraisers was salt, garlic powder, and poultry seasoning. That was all we would put in, or granulated garlic, not garlic powder, because you don't want it to clump.
Yeah.
But it makes that Norman Rockwell style bird recipe I did. It gives it that crust to where it still looks golden, like you've basted it with butter almost, or the old syringe bulb thing that Granny would use.
Yeah.
That's what that turkey looks like. It doesn't. You wouldn't say, "Oh, that was a smoked turkey," because it doesn't look smoked. It looks perfectly like roasted in perfection, but it gives that essence of smoke. And I like that too. I like that golden bird. So
I think that if you use a seasoning that has a lot of color in it, like paprikas and stuff like that, if you don't get it just right laid on that bird, seasoned on that bird, if you get too much on the top and not any on the sides, when it comes out, it looks bad.
I get you, because it's splotchy. It can be splotchy looking.
It tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good, but it is, and it's like on a bigger
it's hard
bird.
To season it even.
It is hard to season it because you really need to start with the turkey on its sides and do the sides first.
Yeah.
And then lay it over, and then overlap it on the breast, and then not move it. Get it on a rack to where you can pick it up, because every time you touch it, it's going to leave fingerprints. It's going to take some of that seasoning off, and you want it to be. I mean, to me, a whole turkey is really like a centerpiece of a holiday table. People aren't cooking them because turkey's great, but it's just what you cook it. It's what you cook at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It really is. Think of what other time of year do you cook turkey? Now, you eat a lot of turkey sandwiches and a lot of, maybe smoked turkey legs at fairs and things like that, but you don't cook turkey like in the whole form any other time than Thanksgiving usually. And so that's why I think you need to worry about the appearance of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I want it to taste good, of course, but I also want it to look good because we put it out on the table. I mean, I think, if you're really wanting to make people think you've done something great, cook you a turkey that just to look good and set it out on the table, and then say, "Oh, I cooked," and then bring out a platter that you've cut just the breast or whatever. You've cooked one spatchcock and you can control it, and you bring that out all cut up and serve that, and the other one's just sitting there for looks. That's the dummy turkey,
It's kind of how they used to do the whole hogs.
Yeah, that's what you did whole hog.
You have one to show, one to go.
And you've cooked all butts or whatever, and that's what you're serving people. Or yeah. Same thinking though. I mean, when you think of the turkey though, I think of it like Thanksgiving. It is a whole bird sitting on a table.
Yeah, Norman Rockwell, just like you said.
Yeah, that's the image in my head.
You open the oven, you put the bulb, you baste it.
Just like the lady did on Christmas Story.
Yeah,
I was trying to pull a little piece off. And she's taking it out and basting it with the thing.
He was a turkey junkie.
Connoisseur, he said.
Turkey connoisseur, yeah.
Really quick, did you guys see that there's a new Christmas Story coming to HBO Max? He's all grown up and stuff. He goes,
Ralphie grown up?
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of hopeful.
They made a replay. They tried, and it wasn't.
Yeah, a number 2 or whatever.
And then they did the musical. It's like, this wasn't it.
I'm kind of hopeful. This one looks kind of good.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a shot.
It just worries me because it's a classic. Like, it literally plays for 24 hours
straight.
Pretty much plays for 2 months.
That's like my child. That's some of the one things I remember from Christmas is that being on.
Mm-hmm.
Like Superstation WTBS and just playing around the clock.
You still quote that movie.
I love it. That and Christmas Vacation.
That and Christmas Vacation.
How come there's no great Thanksgiving movies?
I guess
maybe that's what they need to make.
What is there? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
That's not about Thanksgiving, is it?
Yeah. I think they're trying to get home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I thought it was Christmas, but I don't know. I haven't been a while since I seen it. That's a great movie though. John Candy and Steve Martin.
Okay, stuff in the cavity. Stuff in the cavity.
Yeah. Smoking or cooking in the oven, definitely. Frying, no. I don't put anything in there and fry it.
What do you stuff the cavity with?
I like to use aromatics, vegetables, and fruit. So usually I'll get an apple, quarter it up, a big onion, sweet onion, quarter it up, maybe some carrots, definitely some celery, and then I buy like the poultry herb blend, the fresh herbs, which is like rosemary, sage, and thyme. I'll stuff that in there, and I'll take a handful of garlic cloves peeled, throw those in there, and then maybe some peppercorns. You don't really have to do the peppercorns, but by the time you do that, that's a lot of stuff in a cavity. So, But you could throw some citrus fruit if you want to put lemons in there, oranges. They go great. Pretty much anything. And my thinking on that is, so you've got this hole in the turkey, the cavity. So it's just a giant air pocket. And it's got a lot of cooler air in there because the temperature of the meat above it, all around it on the inside, is way cooler. Because as it's cooking, it's kind of cooking from the outside in. You want to get that temperature in there up. So the more mass you have in there, the more it can heat up and kind of radiate the heat and cook it from the inside too. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm filling up a dead air space. And I'm also picking up some of those flavors. You know, as that onion cooks or that citrus or apples and stuff cook, juices come out of it. Steam comes out of it. So it's got flavors and it flavors it kind of from the inside. Is it a real like drastic flavor change? Probably not. But I mean, in my thinking, it does give it some mass on the inside. It helps, slow down something because it's more mass. It's going to slow the cook down a little bit, which is okay, but you're cooking it more even. So your meat's going to get, your white meat's going to cook the same rate as the dark meat. That's what you're going for with it. I also like to bundle it up a little bit. So tie the leg, either like some of these turkeys, they'll come where the tail vent's been cut off and you can tuck the legs in the skin there if it's still there, or some of them have a little plastic thing or a metal thing around the legs to hold them together, or you can use butcher twine. And then on the wings, I always kind of tuck those back to where they stay out of the way so they'll cook and be good too. Then that's all just, things that make that turkey look good, make it cook even.
Do you spatchcock?
When
to spatchcock?
I think spatchcock turkey is excellent for large birds, for cooking it faster, and for cooking it even. Now, is it as pretty? No. But that's one of those ones, if you want to cook extra turkey and you got your showstopper turkey, the whole big, turkey on the platter that's all garnished up, and then you got your one in the back, that's going to be a spatchcock burger because nobody's seeing that one. It's already laid out. Spatchcocking helps it cook super even because you've flattened it out and air can flow over it. The leg quarters can cook as fast as the breast and the wings. And it's, you get a good even coating. It's easy to season. You don't have those splotches because it's laid out.
Can you butter baste it easier with a spatchcock?
I don't know about easier, but yeah, you definitely can. It's easier to get in most smokers because it's flat and, most of them have different shelves, or you just don't have as much room. You can get a larger bird in a smaller area if it's laying flat. And also if it's, if you've got a big 18, 20 pound bird, when you lay it out, all of a sudden you've taken up a lot less room on that grill, and then you've helped it to where that bigger meat's going to cook at a more even rate. So there's nothing wrong. I think spatchcocking is great. I just don't think it looks as good as far as presentation.
Yeah, it doesn't.
People, when I think of a Thanksgiving turkey, and I think most people are the same way, they don't think of one laying flat out, all splayed. They think of the big, big giant turkey with 2 drumsticks sticking off of it.
So this week you did your smoker fried turkey.
That one was an experiment gone 100% right. It was so good. I'm glad that I tried that. And I've seen other people do them.
Yeah, you didn't create this.
No. There's been a bunch of people do this. But man, they don't look good. Have you noticed? Like some of them, they're all burnt up. They're black looking. I'll tell you what they've done. They put too much seasoning on it to begin with. But that turkey was a golden, like you talk about a look. God, it was pretty.
It was.
And it had a crispy, light, the skin got extra crispy all the way around it and had a crackle. I mean, it was like you wanted to eat that turkey skin. Even after I sliced it, you were still, man, this is good turkey skin. And then the flavors were, I brined it for one, really so it was juicy turkey. I tell you what, I probably could have done was injected it too to make it even better. But then I just went light cooking spray on the outside. I let it air dry. That's a trick too. You got to do that to your turkeys. Even when that's another thing we could put on that turkey tips was when it comes out of the brine, you've got to give it a couple hours in the refrigerator to air dry.
That's a good idea.
Then you're ready to work on it. So it's like out of freezer, in the brine, out of brine and refrigerate, then cook. That's the steps. But what that does is it helps your skin get even crispier. It does it with wings. It does it with any kind of chicken. To let it sit out and get a paper towel and get all the moisture off, and then the air in the refrigerator, I guess there's always some air moving, and it just helps it dry.
Why does that? make it crispy? Do you know?
I guess it just gets the moisture off of it because
Yeah.
the more moisture you get off of it, the better chance it is for that skin to kind of fry and sizzle a little as it cooks.
I guess.
And so that's what
The water's a
does.
barrier,
Yeah,
maybe?
And it's just more. It's just it's not going to let it's hold moisture in it, so it can't get crispy. But when you put heat on that, it's got to steam it off first, and that's kind of keeping it soggy or you know chewy. But when you take the moisture off of it and you get it completely dry, then you put another layer of fat on it, like I do with a cooking spray or rubbing it down with oil. It'll kind of help it fry and get crispy. And you can achieve that somewhat on a pellet grill. Now it's harder to do. It's harder to do on more traditional smokers just because the heat isn't moving as much air. But pellet grills are great about moving air through there because they got that fan system pushing the heat off the little pellet pots in them, and they're great about it.
What about I'm just curious. What about like an old hickory that has the convection
It
system?
does. It does pretty good on the skin too.
But it's the same concept. That's what it makes it good.
It
is the
does. It
convection
is.
sort of-
It is because of the convection air in it.
Okay.
Same thing. It gets that effect. If you do it on a drum or any other kind of pit or egg or something like that, that skin's harder to get crispy because all you're doing is hammering it with heat. It doesn't really have the airflow. So if you had a way to put convection on one of those pits, it would move a lot more air, and it would blend it and probably dry it out more and let it get crispy. That's kind of a downfall on some of those pits. They'll dry stuff out, but in this case, you want it to dry out the outside so that air helps. So I lightly hit it with like Pam cooking spray. You could use whatever you want. You can use duck fat. If you got a favorite cooking spray, if you wanted to use oil, use that. Hit it with salt, pepper, and garlic, which was the AP. That would have been really good too with just that salt, granulated garlic, and poultry herbs because it's not going to burn up either, and it's not going to mess your oil up.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do like barbecue seasoning or Cajun seasoning or any other seasoning on the bird that had different things in it because I knew I was going to deep fry this, and I didn't want to transfer those seasonings off into the oil, let them burn, and then mess my oil up.
Yeah.
And I can't use it for anything but frying a few turkeys. At this point, I can still use this oil if I wanted to fry pork rinds in it, if I wanted to, cook chicken wings, whatever. It's still good oil for that.
And it helped the bird look really pretty.
It helped the bird look really pretty. So I put it on the pit at 275. I smoked it with some pecan wood, some flavor. I put my ThermoWorks dot alarm in like the thickest part of the breast and watched it until it was like 150-ish degrees. I think it got to like 153 by the time I got it off. So that left me a little over 10 degrees to get the done in the breast. You want it at 165. Now, if I'm smoking one and I'm pacing that cook out, I'm going to stop it at 160 and let it carry over to 165. But at this point, I knew that when I drop it in this 350-degree oil, it's going to be rocking the skin on the outside. It's going to be cooking it fast on the inside. It's not going to take long. And so is it overkill to smoke and to get all this oil hot for one turkey? Maybe so if you're just doing one. But the great thing about it is you can use that oil over and over if you don't put too much seasoning on that bird.
I don't think it's overkill for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving it's not, right? You
go
want
all
something
out.
special anyway.
Yeah.
So once that bird hit 153, I took it out of the smoker and had to put my little turkey hanging rod in there that you lifted in and out of the grease with. So I just ran it through the neck, and because I wanted to drop it down breast first. That's the biggest part. I want that down in the oil. I know that's the densest meat. And the legs, if they're sticking up a little bit, that's okay because that meat's already drawn back anyway.
Yeah.
And you always want to make sure that you're following the directions on your turkey frying pot. I'm not an expert at that. Have a fire extinguisher handy. Make sure you don't have the appropriate amount of oil in there. When you're lowering it down, it don't bubble out. I saw some people recommend shut the flame off when you drop it in. That's probably a great idea. I didn't do that. It's probably a great idea. Wear you some safety Crocs. And hopefully grease won't go down in them.
How's your pinky toe?
Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's still wiggling. It did I did feel a little heat on it, but it wasn't hot. Like it didn't hurt me or anything. I just thought that was it'll get your attention. I will say that. But so what I did is I let the moisture drain out of that turkey because it's always going to have some moisture in that cavity. Once I turned it up right on the hanger and set it on the board, and then I slowly lowered it down into the peanut oil.
You let it set for like...
You don't want... Yeah, just a few minutes. It lost a degree.
5 minutes maybe?
Yeah. We were just waiting on the oil to get exactly 350. That's where I wanted it. I used peanut oil.
I think that 5-minute rest was good to let that moisture drain.
I think so too because a lot of it came out. A lot of moisture was in that cavity. A lot of it came out. I didn't want that in my oil. That's what can cause you, when you mix water or moisture with, like, all of a sudden with grease, hot grease, it could come up and out. Now, that moisture is eventually going to come out of that turkey anyway, but in that oil, but you want to do it slowly because it ain't such a change on it. But I think that was the big thing, just letting it drain some. And even though it drops a few degrees, if it dropped 4 or 5 degrees, I didn't care. I probably could have waited and cooked it 30 minutes later, but I think it worked good because I really didn't know how long it was going to take to get the turkey done on the inside and get the skin perfect on the outside. And this was a one-shot deal. I didn't I had a backup plan. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, I guess we were just going to show how I messed up on that video. But I'm telling you, I lowered it down in there, and I left my temp probe in it. And at first, I was like, is this going to work? I didn't know if that was going to work or not. But I was thinking that probe goes up to, I want to say
500.
500.
Yeah.
And I said, my oil's 350. There's no way. And I put this off in a pit a lot of times, or on a grill. When that grill, I'll put it in a steak and the grill's 500 degrees. I said, this oil is not going to hurt this probe. So I left it in. And that helped me. It watched it. And first I dropped it in. Once I got the turkey down in there, it went back a couple more degrees. And I was like, dang, what's going on here?
And then it just stalled.
And then it stalled for 4 minutes. Didn't do anything. I said, well, this ain't, I don't know if it's working or not. And then all of a sudden it started going tick, 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 tick. And it stopped about 163. This was all in like another minute. So we were like 5 minutes and I was 163, another minute. It was like 54 and then boom, 65, get it out. And it was easy. And then when I didn't know what it was going to look like. Honestly, I was like, we put the lid on it. It was frying away. I was nursing my pinky toe. So I got the hook, started pulling it out, and when I saw how golden and brown it was, I was like, jackpot. This is good right here. And so I kind of let it drain a little bit, and then I took it over to the cutting board and laid it on its back, and I showed everybody the back. I was like, look how good. And I didn't even season. I didn't do nothing to the back of that turkey, but I kind of spun it around where you could see it on the hanger, and the back was crispy. The breast and everything looked good. The wings held on. The legs looked good. I mean, it was a beautiful turkey.
It was.
And so I laid it on its back again on some butcher paper because I knew it'd kind of drain a little. Got the hook out of it, and then it wasn't there.
You
I don't know.
it.
Yeah, as soon as it came out of the grease, now that's what you got to do. This is where you can season it, and you can take it whatever flavor you wanted. If you wanted to go barbecue bird,
perfect.
If you want, I think you could go. Man, you could have made up a buffalo sauce and drizzled over it.
Ooh, yeah.
You could have you could have had a barbecue sauce like seasoning, and then salsa, drizzle a little salsa. White sauce would have been great over it. You could do all kinds of stuff. I just did Cajun because I like Cajun turkey. So I just sprinkled it with king crawl. And it did. And that's when I think I mentioned it in the video. I said, Popeyes ain't got nothing on me. And that's what it reminded me of, that Cajun sparkle. They'd give you the sprinkle on their fried chicken at Popeyes. And I was like, this is dynamite. It is so good. And then when I cut into it and it was still juicy and the breast came off and I just sliced them and they were slicing perfect. And it was
like the best of both worlds.
It was a smoked and fried turkey is something that everybody needs to try because it's a little bit of work. I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard, but you got to plan it. You got to know you're going to brine it. You got to get your smoker going.
You got to have
and then
the
you got to get your frying rig ready. And so it's a thing, but man, I'm going to be doing that to chickens and wings. And
ooh, yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
I want
so
to do
good.
This. I want you to do it for chicken. Then season it when it comes out with the buffalo,
dry buffalo like wing dust, like Cosmo's wing dust.
Yeah, let's serve it with some ranch.
That'd be really good. It'd be good. So I'm thinking, what do you think the breast would be like? The boneless, the whole big giant breast.
If you'd have to leave the skin on it.
So I used to buy these Butterball, and this is when I would be cheating for something. There would be Butterball had these deep fried turkey breasts that you could buy at Sam's. And they come in a cryovac, and I guess they had been cooked, deep fried. They weren't really seasoned or anything. And then I would warm them up on the pit, almost like you do spiral hams. It's a fully cooked ham. It's fully cooked turkey breast. It's ready to like open and slice and make sandwiches. But I said, what if we warm this breast up? Deep fried turkey breast, put some rub on it, warm it up, and then get kind of crispy again. And put some butter in there. Yeah. And people thought I was like the turkey breast king. And I was like, man, I'm just buying them already cooked. And this is nothing to it, nothing to it. It's easy. I had my family fooled because you couldn't find big, giant turkey breast. And then Kevin started selling these all natural, farm raised, Texas sized, turkey breasts, and that's when I got those. I was like, "Ooh, this is a different ball game." But what if I smoked and deep fried one of those? I bet you it would be good too.
Well, skin on or skin off?
Either way, because it's going to get, you know how it get, like when I pull the skin off and it gets a little crispy on the grill, you would just drop it and flash fry it to get that crispiness even more on the outside. I don't know. I was just thinking if that would.
I'm going to try. I'm willing to try it.
I just got into turkey experiment. I'm just, you gotta try something different every year.
You're into it.
Yeah.
Real quick, we wanted to talk about Blue Plate.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, there you go.
You also talked about using Blue Plate as a binder for a turkey.
I guarantee it'd work. Why would it not?
It's the best mayonnaise on the planet.
It is the best mayonnaise on the planet. I mean, you could. So it worked with the Chipotle Ranch wings.
Yeah.
And you saw what it did to the skin on them. When you take that Blue Plate, and it doesn't have to be super heavy. You're just going to take it, open up that blue top on that jar, get you a little basting brush, and brush that Blue Plate mayonnaise all over that turkey, and then season it and smoke it. And I don't know. I mean, why not deep fry it after that? You could.
I'm not a big fan of deep fried turkey because it's always dry.
Yeah, well, the dark meat's horrible on a deep fried turkey. The breast is okay, but most people, it's like, so you got to deep fry a whole turkey. You've got to leave it in there. It's like 5 to 7 minutes per pound of weight. So just a 12-pounder has been in there, well over, what was that, 35? Well, I don't know. I'm not doing the math like that, but you know what I mean? That's a long time. And maybe an hour. Maybe frying it for an hour, 350. Is that what it would be? 5 minutes times 12, that's 60 minutes, yeah.
That's a long time to
fry. A long time.
It.
Surely that can't.
You got to.
We used to fry them. Maybe it's 3 to 5 minutes, and depending on the bird. But that's anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour in 350-degree oil for dark meat. It comes out looking horrible.
3 to 4 minutes per pound.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
That's still a long time.
You want to deep fry
48 minutes. It's anywhere from like 36 to 48 minutes, basically, for a 12-pound bird.
A 20-pound turkey takes 60 minutes.
Yeah. That's a long time at 350-degree oil.
It says minimum.
Minimum. And it's not that good.
The skin's okay.
And yeah, the skin's all right, and the breast is okay, but the rest of it's usually toast. But when you smoke it, and all you're doing is flash frying it and blistering the skin, you do that in 5 to 7 minutes, after you smoke it. So I think it's just awesome.
And you get the flavor of that oil, the fried.
That's right.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of
But I tell you what, if you
smoke fried.
The smoke fried, me too. I am too.
So any other advice or tips you have for cooking turkeys?
Just go ahead and buy your turkey. This is number 1 tip. Go ahead and get it now.
Today. That's what you need to think about today.
You're going to be taking it out around the 17th or a few days shortly after. Highly recommend a brine. If you want more flavor, go ahead and inject 2. And then smoke it if you don't do anything. But if you want to try something different, smoke it and fry it.
So, yeah, this is the thing. If you can only do one
smoke
method,
smoke it.
Yeah.
It beats a oven roasted turkey, and it beats a regular fried turkey, hands down. And if you're short on space or you want to cook a large bird, go ahead and spatchcock it and then cook you a smaller one just for show. If you don't care about show and you don't care about people seeing you carve it up, just spatchcock it and roll. Because, I think that's one of the biggest arguments I see out there, like in the community, or even comments on the videos, like, well, if you're not spatchcocking it, you're just wasting your time and you're going to cook it more even. It's like, hey, man, I didn't know you was a turkey god.
There's way more ways to cook, Yeah. Everybody has their own way.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own preferences.
What's your personal favorite?
It's now smoke fried.
Smoke fried. You just switched. Team smoke fried, huh?
I'm not the biggest turkey fan.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I know.
I do like your breast, the breast that you do.
Oh, you know what I like the
Texas
best
style
about
breast?
that is a good old Blue Plate turkey mayo sandwich.
Yeah.
At the end. That's when it's good. I wonder how upset people would be if I'm going to need some Wonder Bread to go with my turkey on Thanksgiving. And I'm just going to make me a turkey sandwich, and that's what I'm going to eat while everybody else is eating everything else.
Lettuce, tomatoes, maybe some pickles. Make it up. So ham. I think that ham gets overlooked at
It does. A lot of people don't eat ham for Thanksgiving, I think. We always did.
Heck yeah.
I think I like ham better than I know I like ham better.
We used to
it makes
get
a better ham. a leftover ham sandwich with the Blue Plate makes a good sandwich too.
That's the best.
It really is.
With some leftover rolls.
Yeah. Oh, you're just talking about little mini bites. I don't even
Yeah.
count that as a sandwich. That's just a little mini bite.
It's the pregame.
Yeah. I'm talking about a sandwich, building one.
I think they're better on the rolls.
You think so?
Yeah. Ham in the rolls.
Yeah, I'm team ham though.
We used to always get honey baked ham
Yeah.
for all the,
Since
and those are okay.
once I started smoking spiral hams, they're every bit. I mean, that's all a honey baked ham is, a spiral ham. So what they do, they cook a spiral ham, and then they take all this sugar and put it on the outside of it, and they hold a torch on it, and they torch it down, and then they sell it to you for $150, how much everyone is.
It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you can go get a ham for $25 probably this year. Kroger, Walmart, wherever you get them, spiral ham. Take them and put them on the smoker. It takes about 2 hours, $2.75. Take it out, glaze it, put it back on there. You can put the sugar and the raw in there, let it get crispy and do its thing on the pit. In 3 hours, you're done, and you've got something way better than a honey baked ham.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going for right now honey baked ham, bone in, half a ham, anywhere between 90 to 100.
Wow. And that ain't even with free shipping. Is that with free shipping? Or you still gotta pay for
That's a
shipping?
pickup,
Oh, that's a pickup.
I think.
I don't even know
Yeah.
where I'd pick one. We don't even have a honey baked store close to us, do we?
I don't think so.
There's something like that up in
They-
Olive Branch.
Yeah, is there? They are good. I'm not gonna lie. Honey baked ham is good, but
Yours are better.
I
The way
think
you
so.
do it's better.
I think the double smoked better than honey baked ham is better.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a video. That's gonna be a TikTok pretty soon. I've already done one probably on
Mhm.
YouTube years ago. But-
How was that? We did one, yesterday?
This week,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this week.
What, Tuesday,
yeah.
Wednesday,
And it turned out amazing. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
could have ate that
It's dang
whole
good.
thing.
Oh yeah, you can't stop. Once you eat it, you can't stop.
Like, I got to stop.
So how'd you cook your ham?
That's it. Take it out of the package at $2.75
That's it.
and and put it on the grill, and then take it off after 2 hours. I don't even worry about temping it. It's done. I mean, it's done when you put it on. You're just warming it up. People get caught up. I mean, it says you can eat it out of the package.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't leave it out for a week and then open it up. You can keep it in the fridge, but you can eat it cold.
It's like a hot dog.
Yeah, it's like a hot dog. It's been hammed. But for 2 hours, I go $2.75. Usually I use a fruit wood or something, not too heavy because it's been smoked already. You don't need nothing super heavy on it. So I like apple or cherry or something on the lighter
So
side.
do you
maple.
always do spirals?
Not always, but most of the time because I
They're
don't want to
easy.
carve it up and they're already ready. I mean, once you open up that spiral ham and I stand it up to where it doesn't fall apart, like standing on its end, wherever the cut side down. After 2 hours, I took like brown sugar. I took some maple syrup that we got from our buddy
In Vermont?
Russ.
Vermont. Yeah, Russ and
Shout out to
Vermont.
Russ.
Put some of that in there, probably about a quarter cup of each. I cut me a fresh navel orange in half and squeezed that in there, whisked it up, stuck it in the microwave just to make sure everything was melted. I don't want it super hot. And then I drizzle and brush that all over the outside of that ham after 2 hours. And then I put me some sugar in the raw or turbinado sugar in a dread shaker and shake it all on the outside so it gets all these little sugar crystals all on the outside. And I stick it back on the pit, same temp, 275. And as that glaze starts to melt and the sugar starts to caramelize, it just makes this little crust on the outside. It gives a little crunchiness. And it's better than honey baked ham.
It is.
It comes off, and then all you do to slice it, I turn it on its side and take like a boning knife or a little curved fillet knife, go around that little center bone, and then where the ham, you can see the seam, like there's a fat seam that holds those slices together. You just hit that seam and go out and back down, and one half falls out, and then you go around the other side, and it does the same thing. And you're left with some bone, some meat on the bone at the end. Where the
That's some
shank,
good
yeah,
meat,
yeah,
too.
that's some good meat. You can carve it off, or you save that bone and make you a big pot of turnip greens for New Year's, or black eyed peas, or whatever you want. It's really, really good.
Or you could just make ham stock.
You can make ham stock.
You used to have a method where you use some sort of mustard.
I've done that with like mustard as a binder and then season it up a little bit. That works too. But I mean, I don't really. Is it necessary? No, because once I just started taking them out of the package and putting them on. You just want to get it warm.
Yeah.
And then glaze it. And they come with the glaze pack. I always throw those away. I just don't use them. I mean, I'd rather put my own sugar and ingredients in there. You could use, I've seen people do like a Dr. Pepper ham glaze or
Yeah.
You know, a root beer ham glaze. There's different, you know, glazes and stuff you can use. I always use a little fruit juice, like fresh squeezed orange juice, something like that. It makes it really good. It gives it kind of a holiday flavor if you use the citrus. You get that orangey flavor to go with the sweetness, and the maple syrup was nice in it. I mean,
I don't like those ham glaze packs that come with the hams because they got too much of that holiday.
All spicy kind of, they do. There's a lot of clove in it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got a strong flavor, and it's kind of has that spice. Like if you like pumpkin spice, you'd probably like those.
You also did one that was like a praline coating.
Yeah, that was on a carving ham that I did a few years ago. I think I got that ham from.
It was a Compart.
Was it a Compart carving ham? I think so. It was Compart or Smithfield. I can't remember. That was a good. You used to find those at Sam's, not the Compart, but the Smithfield ones. And
what's a carving ham?
It was like a ham with no bone, but it was a natural ham. Like they took the whole side, you know, one half, like the bottom round of the ham off, and smoked it and hammed it. So it was a lot like a turkey breast. Like once you cook it or once you warm it back up, you slice it from end to end, tip to tip, and every bit of it's usable. There's no bone, no waste. And so it would be great if you're doing a carving station or you just want to do a platter of ham for holiday dinner or something like that. And that was when it was basically the same kind of glaze. I just added pecans to it. So it was like hams with a crunchy praline pecan top or glaze on the outside. It was really good too, but man, it was rich. Like you take ham and then add pralines to it. God, that was a showstopper ham.
What other plans do you have?
It's just
for this next week.
Next week. Oh, it's hunting season.
Oh yeah.
Once I get through tomorrow, hunting season. Y'all may not see me much anymore. Well, I may not be coming back to I may just be doing a podcast from, you know, south of here. Yeah. From the stand somewhere. Parts unknown.
You're doing another turkey recipe next week, right?
Yeah, I've got another turkey.
What's your plan for that?
Well, I've got one turkey thawing. I've got one turkey thawing, and I've got one turkey in the freezer that I probably need to cook them. So I'm going to come out with a couple more turkey recipes. I will do that next week. We've got a bunch of TikToks that we did this week, holiday themed. I did was it 6 cheese macaroni, like mac and cheese? That dude was good. I did a sausage and sage and sausage dressing.
I really like that sausage.
You did like that one. I did just my classic take on a easy deviled egg. And then we did that.
An excellent deviled egg.
Michael ate most of those. He loved it. He didn't eat deviled eggs.
I know. He was like,
there was the bacon on top. That's why he liked it.
He said it don't taste real eggy.
You know why? I had that blue plate ratio right in it. It's deviled egg yolks. We tried 2 different ways on the eggs too, and it wasn't about how to cook the proper egg. So we just used an egg cooker that I got for Father's Day. It's like a 7-egg thing, and then Tyler said his dad had been cooking them in the air fryer, so we tried both. And it probably would have been better in the air. I don't think we read the directions on how to do that one. It was good, Tyler.
We threw some eggs in the air fryer.
Yeah, and after Michael been cooking his strippies in there for all week, so he was like, these eggs come out with a crust. I was like, I don't think they're supposed to have crust on the outside.
I didn't clean the air fryer.
So we didn't use those.
Chicken nugget crust.
It had the strippy crust all over it. You had to wash that off and peel them. I didn't use those. I used the winner was the 7-egg steamer that I got for Father's Day, and I think y'all spent like $4 on it.
It was $5.
Was it $5 for this? And it cooked a heck of an egg. It really did. It was perfect. They peeled easy. And
it made you 12. I mean, that's a dozen deviled eggs.
Yeah, it would have done 14. Which who has a 14-egg holder?
I know.
Our tray holds a dozen. So that's what I did with those, and they were good. You know what made that so good? It was the Blue Plate Mayo, Dijon mustard, and we took spicy garlic pickles.
Yes.
And ground them up.
Which they're sweet.
Yeah, they're sweet, spicy, and savory with the garlic.
Yeah.
And stuck them in a food processor and spun it until it turned it into like pickle relish. But it was the best tasting pickle relish it was way better than any pickle relish you can get in a jar.
Why hadn't we been doing
I don't know. I was like, you could just rejar that back up and sell it as pickle relish. But it's so good because it's crunchy. Doesn't have a lot of liquid in it.
Yep.
Like you get relish that's real watery. I don't like that on my hot dog or whatever I'm using it in. But that helps. So when you make deviled eggs, and we'll probably talk about this next week, but I don't like my deviled egg too runny. That's what messes one up. So you got to get that ratio right. But those were excellent.
And that King Craw on it really said.
Yeah, the King Craw in it too. And then we did the ham, the better than honey baked ham. We already talked about. So those are coming out too. And I've got a few more lined up of TikToks to carry us through.
And then we switched to Christmas.
Then we switched to the holidays.
Time for the
It's the most
trees to
magical
go
time
up.
of the year. Is it? Are you on Christmas mode? Like me and Michael are going deer camp. Are you gonna we come back? It's gonna be winter wonderland.
I feel like I'm already behind.
I know. Last year, I feel like our tree
We
was
just
up
put
here,
the
and
tarantulas and the pumpkins and stuff up yesterday. Those just finally made it up the stairs to the attic.
That's true.
it was like October 28th. I came into work, and I was like, "What the heck?" And you were like, "Well, that's when the decorator."
We forgot to book our tree
Yeah,
decorator this year, so it's going to be on y'all.
Heck yeah, we got it.
I don't do it.
I got you.
Can you decorate?
No,
I do not. Want I
you
do not
decorating?
want them touching the tree.
I thought we were having like a
Decorations.
contest. Maybe
That's
that's
your
it.
door.
Oh,
Everybody
door.
gets a door decorating contest.
I already got my plan.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have yours planned, Malcolm? Last year I bought you one from Walmart and just taped it on.
Yeah, that didn't do very good. I need to come up with something better.
Mine's very elaborate, and I'm kind of scared, but I'm gonna go for it. It
I
involves
just want
like,
it wrapped like a Christmas present or something.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too hard to do, would it?
no.
You're gonna do it.
They have people that wrap gifts for you. You just go buy it and you take it to the wrap department. That's the kind of person I need.
So no, with the Palmer home and everything, we're gonna wait till next weekend to put up all the
Christmas.
Christmas decorations.
Santa Claus is coming to the shop. They've already booked him. We are doing, so this is going to be cool. We got a notification from, I guess it's the school doing it, like the middle school here in Hernando. What's it called? The
Hunger to Hope.
Hunger to Hope.
Is that it?
And so it's an organization that helps give kids food that, that they need, they don't have at home or whatever.
They
And
send them home a bag of food on the weekend.
yeah, on the weekends, get to the weekends. I thought that was
It's
great.
like mac and cheese and
Easy stuff they can cook
ramen
without
and-
having to use
microwave stuff.
a
Yeah.
stove or an oven.
Yeah.
And so it's like a food drive. And we're going to do that. Like we always do free pictures with Santa Claus or whatever here at the shop, or we did last year. We'll do that. But this year, instead of, we didn't want to charge for it, but we're just asking people to bring something for the Helping
the
Hand
hunger.
thing.
Yeah.
Or
Hunger to Hope.
Hunger to Hope, Helping Hands.
It's for
You can break
local-
Hamburger Helper for Hunger for Hope.
Actually, Hamburger Helper doesn't fall into the group.
Oh.
Spam and Vienna
Hey,
sausages
now I can get a
do.
case. I'm going to bring a case of Vanny Weenies.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything microwavable, or you can just open it up. and
Ramen.
get it.
So we're
Peanut
talking
butter.
ramen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mashed potato, instant mashed potato.
potatoes,
things
the
like
macaroni and
that.
cheese cups,
Yeah.
canned chili, Vanny sausages. You don't even have to heat those. The spam. Do you eat raw spam? 'Cause my mom always
Can?
cooked spam, like fried it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't think it'd be very good in the microwave.
We'll just focus in on the macaroni. and cheese.
Sardines would be okay. What else?
They have a whole list of
Yeah,
suggested
okay.
stuff. but-
Soups.
Yeah, soups, things like that.
Well, that's what we're going to do. And then we're actually going to have a box here to do that the holiday season
Yeah.
and at the shop. So if anybody comes by the shop and y'all want to make a donation to the kids for that, bring something they can put in the microwave.
Yeah.
Or eat like crackers or something like that, stuff kids eat. What do kids eat? Takis and strippies?
That's what you're getting.
Ramen noodles? That's about it.
I love that you're calling them strippies now.
chips.
Chips, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't eat regular chips, Tyler. It's got to be like Takis or
Yeah.
something spicy. Or
My kid's still on the
Flamin' Hots
mild
or-
version, the Cheetos. I'm sure we'll get to
You
tacos
haven't got to the
eventually.
Flamin' Hots yet or none of that?
You'll get
It's
there.
coming. Well,
Mount, we got a lot to do. We got,
let's cook this hog, right, Shell?
yeah, we got hogs, we got briskets, we got nacho cheese,
And we got wings,
we got a lot of stuff.
ham, and all kinds of bread puddings and banana puddings and sides and
And
stuff.
drinks and anyway, we got a lot today. So.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Shell, where can folks find us out on the internet tubes,
Good world, that World Wide Web.
World Wide Web of things?
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Did I say TikTok? And TikTok
On
too.
TikTok.
If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram.
And make sure you guys check out the Let's Get to Cooking community where you guys can share all of your favorite turkey recipes or sides, pretty much anything food related,
Yeah. Ask questions
ask-
about your turkey.
I
Yeah,
thought we were going
tons
to
of
get to some of those today, Tyler. So we'll probably be good for next week.
Yeah.
It'll be time to do turkey questions. That way people will be prepared.
Yeah, we might even post something and stuff and
Yeah.
gather some and then answer some of the questions. That's a great idea. Cool. And then make sure you guys check out all Malcolm's favorite recipes on HowToBBQRight.com, and it's also available on the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
That's right. Y'all go get you a jar of Blue Plate. You're going to need 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got the last one the other day.
Hey, Kroger. I got the last one at Kroger the other day. So
they had plenty of Dukes.
They better start stocking up. If I have to buy Dukes, I'll be highly upset. We'll get into that next time. So we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. We gone.